destroys the night. Night divides the day. Try to run, try to hide. Break on through to the other side. Break on through to the other side. Break on through to the other side, yeah.
The M14, America's last wooden rifle. Born too late for Korea and too old for the majority of Vietnam. This rifle has some controversial history, with many people loving and many people hating its adoption. In 1957, replacing the legendary M1 Garand. This rifle is chambered in 7.62 by 51 NATO. This caliber is still used prevalently today, and it is also cheaper and more abundant than the older 30-06. There's also a wide variety of modernly produced ammunition for this rifle, including steel case, soft points, blanks, tracers, and so much more.
The 7.62 millimeter cartridge is 1/2 inch shorter and 12% lighter than the familiar caliber 30 M1 rifle cartridge.
Until I made LPO, then I went to the M14. I like the 7.62 round.
Yeah, that's kind of the stand. When I went through SQT, they told us if you're not carrying an M14, you're wrong.
But they didn't just change the caliber on this new rifle, they also changed the gas system. You see, the older M1 Garand used a long stroke gas piston, where the new M14 rifle used a short stroke gas piston. This was a more compact, efficient system that would vent excess gases, preventing pressure buildup, parts wear, and less felt recoil. And if you pay close attention, you can even see this venting gas escape from underneath the rifle. While being the last wooden rifle the US military would ever adopt, it was already taking steps away from the traditional wood, with its fiberglass upper handguard. This would improve ventilation, allowing the barrel to cool off faster. One of the most impressive features this rifle came out with was the legendary STTGU.
Because it's in your legislation.
It's a shoulder thing that goes up.
No, it's not. I hear the term barrel shroud, or STTGU, shoulder thing that goes up. I know we're in an unsafe environment.
This flip-up butt plate allowed for better recoil control while in the prone position. And it was really added to make the rifle more controllable in full auto fire. This is still used today in modern machine guns, and is technically called a shoulder rest. But unlike the original M14, which was select fire, this M14 is a semi-auto clone made by Federal Ordnance, called the M14A. You can see in the stock where the selector switch is supposed to be, there's a wooden plug filling it. And judging by the serial number, the rifle's receiver was produced around 1990. But what makes it unique is that the rifle was assembled with original USGI parts. The barrel is dated 1963. and surprisingly made by TRW, a company with no rifle making experience before winning the military contract in 1961. Before this, TRW only had military contracts making aerospace and missile defense products, and they were also a major producer of civilian automotive parts. TRW went on to make some of the best M14s, and they were the only company to produce the op rod from a single forging piece. The M14 is a longer and heavier rifle than the older M1. And with the new 20-round box magazines, it also changed the way the rifle balances. I can only imagine having to patrol with this long and heavy rifle stagging on every vine and branch in a triple canopy jungle. And I'm not even talking about the additional 6 mags, which would only get you around 140 rounds. You often see footage of guys in Vietnam opting not to use the traditional sling swivels. and finding better ways to sling up these rifles. Some guys even carry them on their shoulders. You have to understand, this rifle was designed for another war in Europe, and not for the close-in jungle fighting it saw in Vietnam. And with competition from Russian rifles, like the AK and older SKS, the M14 was quickly retired from service in 1964, only lasting 7 years, earning the shortest service life of any rifle in American history.
Really the rifle that I grew up with. So this is what I shot when I was in the Marine Corps in boot camp. It's what I used when I was in Vietnam. And you already know the 308, and I got it. Everyone's in the 6.5 what the hell now. But like, yeah, it's just same thing. Everybody, a lot of people go, oh, 1967 Chevelle. Okay, great. That's the car you liked. You had it in high school. You get it. So that was kind of my version of high school, only different. There was some rice paddies involved and stuff like that, but it's not a big deal.
I will now be briefly talking about the ergonomics of this rifle. So if you've ever shot an M1 Garand, they're pretty much identical. The safety is exactly the same. Pushing it out will put you on fire. Pushing it back in will leave you unsafe. The 20-round magazines are rock and locked into the rifle, similar to an AK. It also has a paddle release at the rear of the mag well. Another thing taken almost directly from the M1 Garand is the rifle's peep sight. The only big difference is the M14's elevation knob is listed in meters instead of yards. Going into the accessories I have for the M14 rifle. The accessories I have are Vietnam era. I'm not going to be talking about the 𝐷𝐈𝐅 chassis and everything that goes along with that rifle setup. I'm going to keep it Vietnam era. I'm going to add one bonus accessory that isn't of that era, but that's mainly the accessories I have. First up, the bayonet. So the M6 bayonet is what's designed for this rifle, and it's the reason why the rifle has such a long flash hider on it. Actually, using the same bayonet lug, you can attach the M76 grenade launcher, which will adapt the end of your rifle for a 22mm rifle grenade. This is the primary reason why this rifle has a gas cutoff next to the gas cylinder. Rotating this will allow you to launch rifle grenades, or if you just want to turn off your gas and make it into a bolt action rifle. And very importantly, you need blanks to fire rifle grenades. If you shoot it with a live round, it's gonna explode your rifle and fucking kill you. This is really impractical for civilian use because obviously I don't have any real rifle grenades, but it is like a fun little party trick you can do. So in all this footage, you're actually seeing me shoot a tennis ball that's taped onto a rifle grenade adapter. Next up, we have the M2 bipod. This bipod was another way the military was trying to make this rifle more controllable in full auto. This doesn't need any modification, you just tighten it directly onto your gas cylinder. And it also folds up on the rifle, and the legs can also be extended quite a bit.
Fuck.
I actually don't like this bipod on this rifle. I like to keep this rifle as light as possible. I actually bought it for a different project, and I'm kind of hinting at a future video. Next up, we have stripper clips. This rifle actually has a stripper clip guide built into it, and you can use 5-round stripper clips to feed the magazine.
There we go.
Moving into magazines, a lot of magazines for this rifle totally suck. I had Korean magazines that came with this rifle, and you can just tell they're a different kind of metal. They don't really hold up in this rifle platform. I found the gold standard is really 𝐋𝐀𝐒. They make a really good magazine for this rifle, which is just around $35 per magazine. And semi-auto rifles really depend on having a good magazine. It's not really something you should cheap out on. The only other magazine I've really found luck with was some Chinese-made Polytech M14 magazines, which they've worked fine for me. But I've noticed the supply really dry up on those, so if you can find them, I would recommend those as well. I did have luck with a 30-round magazine, which is not pre-ordered correct, but it looks fucking sick. It reminds me of like a BAR with a 30-round mag, which fucks. So unlike other 30-round M14 mags that are just straight, there's actually curvature in this design. It's made by CS Specs, and it's $54 a mag. So maybe not an entire loadout of these magazines, but having a couple I think is pretty cool. Oh, the last thing is like a little bonus thing. It is the cleaning kit inside your rifle stock. So under that flip up butt plate, just like the M1 Grand rifle, there's a trap door to store a cleaning kit, which is a really nice way to just confidently have the equipment you need to maintain your rifle on you at all times. Getting into my personal uses and my feelings about this rifle. So me buying this gun was kind of a combination of interests. I was getting into military history. I was playing a lot of Rising Storm 2 at the time, so I knew the rifle from that video game. I was also buying some of my first guns. This was actually like the second centerfire rifle I ever owned. And I really wanted a battle rifle. And I wanted it to be able to take white-tailed deer because I was getting into hunting. That's actually the reason I bought this rifle, for deer hunting. And it served me very well. I've shot my first buck with this rifle. And ballistically, it's just great for harvesting deer. You have tons of good 308 hunting ammunition. And coming out of a 22-inch barrel, it's very effective. I enjoy the peep sights on this rifle. I think the sights are some of the best iron sights you can have on a rifle, and that can be in your advantage if you're walking up close to deer in like a brush. Sometimes you don't always want a super magnified scope on your rifle, especially in those situations where you have moving animals close to you. Yeah, it's a good hunting rifle. I've used that for many years and it's worked well for me. Another thing, this rifle is a good gray man gun, so it's very non-threatening. It's obviously, I have it in a wooden stock. If you have a lower capacity magazine, it probably even looks more like a like a regular bolt action hunting rifle or something. You know, not many people would see this and think tactical. If I was walking on a trail or going out by other people, they would not assume this to be like a very tactical rifle. It's legal in, I believe, every state. It was even legal in Canada for a long time. There's a lot of Chinese M14s that were in Canada. So what I'm saying, this is kind of a sleeper build of a weapon. It doesn't look as threatening as what it actually is, which is a full power battle rifle. And I think there is some value to having a battle rifle. Obviously carbines are I'd say the most effective in most scenarios, but with more open terrain, a battle rifle does have a lot of value. Defeating vehicles, cover, increasing threats from body armor, things like that. Yeah, I don't think it was the best battle rifle of its day. It's dated. It's a battle rifle from 1950. So what I'm saying is I bought this rifle because it looks cool and I wanted to shoot deer with it. Not that it's the best battle rifle of 2025. So hope you understand that. This is now the outro of the video. I want to thank you for watching. This video took a long time for me to make, and I was actually banned off YouTube during that process, and I kind of never thought this video was going to be released. So I want to thank so many of you for finding this channel again. I have Instagram now as a backup, so please follow me on there. I will always be posting on there. I also have a website, nevertooyoungforvietnamflashback.com, where I sell stickers and shirts. So if you're interested in any of that, please check that out. Stay tuned for some new videos. I want to make more gear reviews like this one. And God bless.
You're never too young to have a Vietnam flashback. Cut to Montauk on